We're good. We're ready to go. You've got a haircut?
I don't look like I crawled out of a shed anymore.
Well, you were kind of looking like a what do they call it? Like a chud, like a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller.
What is that from?
A chud.
I don't
That
like
is from
that.
an old movie, and it fits perfectly today because we are going to the movies. Are you ready to put your producer hat on?
Look at you with your segues.
You like that?
That was good.
Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Minton. That is my co-executive producer,
Chud.
Judd. I'm going with that. I am going with that. Hey, this is a very special list. I am going with what I would love to see adapted. Small screen, large screen. We're just going to break it all down. And I hope Hollywood is listening, because let me tell you something. In this day and age, we just had the end of San Diego Comic-Con. We know some of the hottest shows on TV are fantastical. Looking at the entire history of cinema, going all the way back, fantastical stories have always been amazing parts of cinema. All the way back to Metropolis, Nosferatu. I mean, there has never been a time in moving pictures that the fantastical has not been a part of it. And I have got stacks here. I hope they're not showing. I hope I'm not blowing the surprises. I'm telling you, these are no miss hits. Huge box office draws. If anyone's listening to me to put these projects together, these will be huge.
First of all, no one's listening. Second of all, I can tell what one is, and I'm very excited about it. I completely agree with it.
I mean, one. I don't know which one you can see, but
I don't want to say,
one is,
but
okay. But I mean, I'll probably start with it just because I think you can see it.
okay.
Okay, but I mean, look, we're gonna go. I'm not only just gonna say, hey, these are flicks I'd love to see adapted. They are. I want us to if we can, brainstorm and put the project together. Maybe think about a director, think about what type of film, maybe an actor or two, and between you and me, we're going to co-executive produce these projects. And I'm telling you, we might have to put our phone number out there. Hollywood could be calling.
No one wants our phone number. Are you kidding me? I gotta get my phone because I didn't know this was part of it. I'm getting ready to look people up.
All right, you might have to do that. But I think this is.
I know I haven't read all of these, so I.
No, but I mean, I think you've done some.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I pared it down. I started pulling stuff, and I had like massive stacks, and some surprising things that I didn't pull because it's like, you know what? I just can't. I can't do it. I don't want. Let's go. Sun Eater. I love me some Christopher Rocchio. I would like nothing more than Paul Rocchio to be able to retire when Christopher gets a huge check from Hollywood to adapt his work. But it's such a spiritual, internal, personal journey. So much of the narrative is like, an internal narrative. That's so hard to translate. I was just like, I can't do it. I don't want to see it done poorly. So there's some things I just couldn't do. I only did what I really think this could be a huge hit.
Well, I'm excited. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Number one, this is not going to be a surprise at all. I just want this to happen because I've heard this rumored. You've heard this rumored. We've talked about it. I want Guillermo del Toro to finally make his At the Mountains of Madness. I want it to happen. I want Hollywood to wake up. Ever since I saw this man's Pan's Labyrinth, I absolutely knew he is the person for this job. There's no one else that can do it the way he can do it. This would be the most exciting Lovecraftian adaptation that has ever happened. I know it's a dream project for him. I don't know why anyone's stalling. Make it happen.
There is, this is not the one I think I see, but I'm super excited about that one. I think there is floating online somewhere like a 2-second test footage thing that Guillermo del Toro did for At the Mountains of Madness, and just that was like Please, someone make that movie.
Please, for the love of all,
so
someone
good.
give him a blank check and make it happen. I'm not even I'm not on this project. I'm not going to go into casting. I'm not going to go. I just look. All I need is Guillermo del Toro.
Completely.
That's all
agree.
I need on this project.
I wonder if the guy that took on Color Out of Space will get to it eventually, because he's doing Dunwich Horror next, didn't he?
I think that's his jam, but it's like I haven't seen Color Out of Space.
It's
I
much
really need to.
more. It leans into comedy sometimes, and it's not.
I love me Nick Cage, and I'm sure he's Nick Caging it up there as only he can do.
Yes,
but I want this. Mountains of Madness. I would like a serious take.
I agree.
Not a low budget, tongue in cheek take. I want a serious take.
I agree.
Okay, we're gonna go into the next one.
Let's do it.
And I think this one as well, you have read. Hey, Jonathan Mayberry, huge friend of the channel. Love this guy. Been reading this guy for years and years and years. Big fan of his Joe Ledger series. You may think, it's been rumored, I want to see that Joe Ledger series TV show. And I do. But I think what would be even a bigger hit, possibly because you could bring in all different audiences, all different ages from the hit that Walking Dead became. I would love to see Rot and Ruin adapted. This is a YA zombie series. I think it's 8, 9, maybe even more books at this point. It's an amazing coming of age story. It's an amazing apocalyptic story. It's an amazing zombie story. It's got comedy, even though it's hard to believe at that point. It's got mystery by the end of book 1. You gotta, what is going on? I can't wait to start book 2 to figure that out. It could just hit on all cylinders. I think if someone like, let's go Apple TV, somebody that I know can do genre well, could get behind this adaptation, I think it could be the next Walking Dead. I think it could be that level of hit.
I completely agree. If it's done right, and Apple is killing it on what they're doing. If Apple got their hands on it, I would be very excited.
Yeah, I think like, God, who would we want as a showrunner? I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna say like I haven't seen his name around for a while. I'm gonna say Frank Darabont.
What did he do?
He was the person that started Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
He was. I mean, he's one of the best adapters of Stephen King flicks.
I see. Okay.
So
I would like to. I haven't read it in a long time, but I remember it being very fast and fun, and it just makes me think of Edgar Wright, which he's not a showrunner, but it'd be cool to see him involved.
Like, say we could get some young person maybe that's never done anything that loves Edgar Wright.
Like me.
Somebody give Jacob Minton a blank check.
No one's doing that.
This would be a great show, man. This would be a great show.
It'd be very fun.
And I hear rumors, even from the man himself, that this is optioned, it's coming.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
It has been optioned. He feels it's coming.
Awesome.
He feels pretty confident.
But
you know what that means.
That could be anything, but still.
Yeah.
Exciting either way.
Okay. Now you haven't read any, but look, this is I think this is my number. If I could get anything adapted, I would love this to be like my number 1.
If it's what I'm looking at right now, oh no, it's not. Okay. What do you got?
I gotta go Robert McCammon, the Matthew Corbett series.
Okay. Yeah.
This could be, think about it. This could be that lavish period piece with the amazing costumes and sets that just transports you to an earlier time, the late 1700s. This is going to start with Matthew Corbett as a young man coming to the colony of South Carolina because someone has been charged with being a witch, and he is the barrister's apprentice, and he's there, and he starts to get embroiled in what's happening in this little town in South Carolina, Font Royale, and he starts to find out, is she really a witch? Is there maybe something else going on in the town? What's happening? And from there he moves on to being, this is before detectives even exist, so he's called a problem solver, into like New York City, working with like a Pinkerton detective agency as a problem solver, working out crime after crime after crime, until he comes upon the circle of Professor Idris Fell, who runs basically all of the crime across Britain and the Americas, and he comes into his not revolution, but his workings, and gets to. I won't go any further than that, but it's so Sherlock Holmesian versus Moriarty, and it's got by the time you get through the series closer to the end, it's got this amazing supernatural thread that's running through it. As you see Matthew and these characters around him, like Hudson Great, the great one himself, Hudson Greathouse, and Barry Grigsby, and all these characters around him that you just can't stop rooting for. This would just be an amazing period piece series that just has just enough of that genre feel with that supernatural element coming in towards the end. After you're going to be all in on this period piece and these characters, then they drop in that supernatural thread, and even people that aren't fans are going to go, oh yeah, I'm totally in. I got to see where this goes. I'm telling you, this could be, if it was done really well, high production value as a period piece, it would hit it right out of the park. This would be huge.
Now, I don't know the series. Obviously, I haven't read it. But for fun, I'm going to say if Vincent Price could be in the cast, the Witchfinder General himself, that would be fun.
I mean, he's dead.
No, I know. You can bring him back.
We would need someone like him.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing villains, too. I mean, villains you could sink your teeth in. People would line up to play like Mr. Slaughter and Professor Idris Fell and Cardinal Black. There's just amazing villain after amazing villain. I just think you could maybe, and it could be quick, you could be in and out. You could do like a 6 to 7 episode for each book or so. It would be huge. Absolutely huge, man.
You got to make it.
No, it's not good. I want it actually made. Okay, here's one that I really hope is happening. We've all heard rumors, and bang, I hear Prime is going to write a big check.
Didn't they already do this?
Well, it didn't. Well, okay,
we're not even going to like it, right?
Look, I'm not going to count the movie. I'm not going to count the movie, even though we got some. We have connections to it. We know people that are in it. They're great friends. They did amazing work, but no, I want a real adaptation. I want long form on TV that gives somebody 7 to 10 hours a season to really get into some of these books and really tell this story. And the guy that from Netflix that did Follow the House of Usher and
Flanagan, Mike Flanagan.
Flanagan,
yeah,
Mike Flanagan. I hear Amazon Prime is giving him a big enough check to where he can do this. This is his dream project. He's already working on writing it. I just want this to happen.
Man, I trust him.
Want this
That'd
to
be cool.
I would totally trust him to do it.
I'm surprised he jumped ship from Netflix, but I guess if Amazon gave him his dream project, he kind of have to.
I think it's about it's about some of this.
Sure.
I think he was going where the budgets were happening for him.
Absolutely.
But the story of Roland and his quartet, his family, he has to bring together to quest to the Dark Tower, these grief and guilt that Roland's carrying that he has to come to terms with. This amazing love letter to all of storytelling that runs through this. You see the story Stephen King loved as a boy that turned him into the storyteller he is. This would just be the weirdest. If they really went all in, it would be like the weirdest show of all time because it gets out there, man. It gets out. Some of it I'd be like, I don't know how you're going to adapt that. But I would love to see Flanagan try.
You said the same with like Preacher and The Boys, and they'll find a way.
They pulled that off.
They'll figure it out.
Oh yeah. Well, that's just like I don't know if you can go that far.
That's true.
And have an audience go with you. This just gets weird. It just gets fever dream weird. But I would love to see it done.
What else you got?
What else I got? Okay, let's do this. This is a no-brainer. Everybody wants this.
Man, you'd have to have such a budget to do it, though.
You would have to have a budget larger than some small countries.
Yeah, you really
to actually pull this off. You would have to really. I mean, oh man, who would we want to take a shot at this? First of all, I want it done right. I'm thinking HBO. I'm thinking Max.
I don't know.
It's gotta be pockets like that, man. Like, you don't want the Sci-Fi Network to just, or
no, I either Apple or HBO. David Zaslav at HBO is kind of scaring me
Prime.
at the moment.
They got deep pockets,
but
it's
they
like
bought Strings of Power pretty bad.
Sure, but you can't go Paramount Plus. You can't do something like that.
No, yeah, exactly. Only they could do it, for sure.
Although I will see this. If you watch some of the more recent Star Treks, like what they do with like all those LED screens around that you can create your set now that way, and the Star Wars does the same, use the same technology.
Right, yeah.
Like, that could make a lot of things possible here.
That's true. You'd still have to have some crazy like forced perspective or some amazing makeup artists.
I mean, the set pieces would be huge.
This is what I would hope. Huge.
This is what I would hope for this. This would be my hope for this. I don't think this is TV. I think set pieces this huge. I'm thinking about a couple jailbreaks in this series and things that come up. These set pieces that are just, it's a Marvel movie level type of thing. And you need to do that type. You need to get the Russo brothers in on this. You need to make like a 5 to 7 picture deal and let them really go for it. Kind of like they did with Dune. And I see this is like a new franchise stream of movies that are going to come your way, like Dune or Marvel. It's got to be that level.
I was about to ask, can you fit like Red Rising, Golden Sun into their own individual movies? And then you brought up Dune. And I was like, well, I guess more difficult things have been done.
Yeah.
Who would you want to play Darrow, out of curiosity?
Oh, man.
I'd kind of be happier if it was a nobody.
That's what you got to go unknown, right? I mean, it has to be somebody that looks really young, but that is, not quite that young.
Yeah. You can
so as it goes
grow.
on. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to say this guy, but like what Tom Holland did with Spider-Man, like a Tom Holland, someone that has that age range on him. I'm not saying Tom Holland, but someone that would have that.
No, I don't think Tom Holland could do it, but I agree. A younger kid that can like grow into it and move about with maybe get some feet later on.
I'm going to go unknown. And then like some of the older roles around, you can get some names that helps you sell tickets or something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's make some calls.
Call who do you know that I don't know about?
I'm telling you, make this happen. Make this happen. Okay, look, I already said this one when I read the book. And I'm going to tell exactly who to call. Like, this needs to be adapted. Michael B. Jordan needs to be on the phone. Michael, I'm telling you, he needs to grab this part. He needs to grab this role of Mikhail. He needs to get Ryan Coogler to direct. They need to do, look, this would be the most amazing, high fantasy, epic that includes people of color at the very top echelons of casting. It would be phenomenal. It is a story that as the mystery unravels, the main character's past unravels, where he's coming from, why he's so driven to solve this mystery. It's got everything. It's got this dark demon magic running through it. I'm thinking, look, Ryan Coogler has already done the big budget. He knows how to handle it.
That's true.
This is huge.
If anyone has Michael B. Jordan's phone number,
let's call Paramount right now. And get this.
Drop Michael B. Jordan's personal number in the comments right now, so we can flood him.
Yeah, it would be. I think just this character, how he holds on to his dignity when all of society around him is geared to pull him down, and he's suspected of these things that he's trying to do the exact opposite, and he holds on to his core and his center when he knows he's the man in the right. I'm telling you, this would be such an amazing flick. And it's just right there waiting for Michael B. Jordan to pick up the phone. I
would just be happy to see Janet get the recognition she deserves.
Yeah, and a huge big check.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, look, this is one. I just grabbed this one from the shelf. I mean, this is Warbreaker. I'm not saying start here, but Cosmere. This has got to happen, right? Like, there's no way. Brandon Sanderson, the human Storymatic 3000, he's a cottage industry of storytelling unto himself. How has Hollywood not come knocking yet?
But first of all, surely they have. But if they're going to adapt something, do you think it'll be Mistborn first that they try and go for?
I think that's the obvious choice.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sound a little strange here.
Okay.
But if you adapted it the right way, I think Elantris makes a lot of sense.
Really? To start with?
Yes. And a lot of people say, oh, it's not his best book. Start with Mistborn. Start the one that everyone can grab onto. It's like, look, Elantris would make a great 2.5 hour movie if you got the essence of the story down just right and you get like this decaying, haunted city where these zombie-like people have to live. This city that used to be populated by gods themselves that could work amazing miracles, and now all of that has crumbled, and these people that used to be blessed with these amazing powers now are just basically like shambling zombies, and they're all pushed into this city and locked away so society doesn't have to think about them anymore. So you've got like this horror element. You've got this way in that would hit several different genres, horror and fantasy, and a love story, and an introduction to the Cosmere. And if you did it just right, you have all these elements firing at one time, and you drop all these seeds where it could lead in to furthering the Cosmere and the stories like this. And I think it would be a really good way in. And by the end, I mean, the Sanderlanche is great. Like, you've got like portal magic going and huge battles and all kinds of fireworks going off. It would be a great third reel of a movie, a great final act of a movie. And I think it would be a great way in. It would be a great way in because you wouldn't have to commit to, we have to commit to like an entire season of TV to start with a trilogy of Mistborn Era 1. You could get in and out with one flick with Elantris and get so much of what makes the Cosmere special, I think.
I understand the argument, and I think a Sanderson adaptation is inevitable at some point. I would be shocked if they start with Elantris.
You're probably right, but I'm telling you it's the way to go. Because you
wouldn't say start with Elantris when you read, though, right?
I did.
Well, I know you did.
I would say no. I would say Era 1. If you're going to read, I'd say start with Era 1.
Okay.
It'll grab you, and he's a little bit further down his path as an artist. So he's firing on a few more cylinders than Elantris. But I think there's still great things there in Elantris that you could set your stage, and you could do it in a flick, man. And you could do it. I don't think the budget would have to break the bank necessarily.
Who would you want to do it?
Oh, man. Let's get somebody that can do big budget, somebody that can do horror. I'm going to say James Wan.
Really?
Forget about this Aquaman stuff. Come over here and let's do these dark, shambling zombies in this forbidden, locked-up city now. It's got some wonderful themes of faith and where do we come from. We have to discover the past lore to where we've come from and what's happened to us and where we can possibly be going. There's some really great things here that I think if you got a good director and you got a good screenwriter to get it out of that book and get it concise into about, I'm going to say 2 hours, 2 hours 20.
That's
bang, you're off.
I would love to see it.
That's not long for movies.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. For a big fantasy epic, you're bringing it in pretty well, I think.
Yeah. And then the Cosmere is like, it's ready to unfurl for everyone.
I would love to see it.
I'll tell you, someone needs to make it happen. Someone needs to make this happen.
What's it? I know nothing about this one. What's this one about?
This is F. Paul Wilson's Repairman Jack series.
Oh, okay. I do know a little bit about this.
This would not have to be big budget. This could be great. Look, Repairman Jack is that ultimate urban mercenary. Think like the Equalizer. Think like things like that. He is just your everyday average guy. You could bump into him on the streets of New York. You would not look twice. He's got that windbreaker. He's got that hat pulled down. And he's a fix-it man. He's a repair man, which means if you find yourself into some trouble, and maybe you can't go to the police because you've gotten so far out there in your trouble, maybe you had to go to some people that you shouldn't have to get some money to get yourself out of it, and now those people are coming after you. For some reason you're in a situation that you can't just go to the regular authorities for. You would maybe find an advertisement, and you would try and contact Repairman Jack to fix it for you. And while this urban mercenary that would fix it for you is living off the grid in New York City, going about his fix-it business, he starts, as these things come up, he starts to realize, he starts to meet these other people like the lady with the dog and Glaken and these things, and he starts to understand that he is the last knight errant standing on this planet, and he has to draw the line between us and all the other dimensional, otherworldly weirdness that is trying to break through in a Lovecraftian way. And he is our last hope as a planet. He is the one standing in that line saying, you may cross no further. And it's being handed down to him, and he doesn't even realize it. And as the series goes on, he realizes it more and more and more. It would be, I'm telling you, this could be a great series. Great series.
It makes me think Nick Pizzolatto, who did True Detective, but he's a little more.
Let's go with that.
All right.
No, let's go with that. Let's absolutely go with that.
I haven't read it, so I'll believe you.
Yes. No, that's the one. That's the one.
I'll take the credit.
And look, we all know rumors that this is happening. Joe Abercrombie is writing the script for Best Served Cold. They're going to start with that one for a film. I want the whole thing. I don't want just a film in the middle. This is like a huge uber story that he's writing through the first trilogy, the 3 standalones, and I'm sure the last trilogy. I'm just getting into the 3 standalones, but I think you should start at the beginning. I think you should start with these amazing character arcs that make you root for them even when you don't think you should. I don't feel good about rooting for these people, but I can't stop myself. Just like what we did with Game of Thrones. It's so reminiscent of that. Everyone's trying to find, we got to get lightning in a bottle again. We got to get the next Game of Thrones. And, House of Dragons, these are great things. We keep going back to Westeros. But this could be it. This could be that next lightning in a bottle that is just waiting to happen. Again, you would have to go high budget. It would have to be high concept. You'd have to get amazing actors. You'd have to get a package together like Game of Thrones was and do it right. But if you did, you would have it. You would have what everyone's trying to do with Rings of Power and everything else, Wheel of Time, that's falling short. I think if you started with some fresh material, I think you could make it happen again.
And who would you want to do it?
Oh, man, that's a toughie.
I don't know enough to weigh in, so it's got to be you.
Look, I'm going to say you just need like a really good drama director. I want to see character stories here. Yes, it is a fantasy world and it's fantastical and it's a reworking of Lord of the Rings and so many other things, the Arthurian legends that he's mashing in here and putting topspin in and jumping off of. But I want the focus on the characters. I want the focus on the drama. I would want to find some.
I do have one then. If it's
hit me.
What about Vince Gilligan?
I love that.
Yeah, does that work?
I love that.
He's looking to go supernatural, isn't he? On his next project.
I think his next show is going to be like a supernatural.
So he's breaking away from just drama. There we go.
Yeah, but that type of character drama. Like the showrunner from Breaking Bad would be the creator of Breaking Bad. That would be that type of person that understands character drama. Just the type of person to make this go.
Someone call Vince.
Somebody call Vince. Who has Vince's number? Did you get Vince's number?
I did not. I got Michael B. Jordan's, but I didn't get Vince.
You have Michael B. Jordan's number?
I do. I'll call him right after this.
Okay, good. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen for Janny. Okay, look. Hey, we've had a lot of Batman movies, but we haven't had the Batman movie I want. There is one Batman movie I want, and that is The Dark Knight Returns. Frank Miller, Jansen and Varley's classic. The bar is crazy high with this. I'm telling you, this is the Batman movie that needs to happen. This is the Batman movie where he's Oh, he's beaten. He's older. He's in his 50s. His city of Gotham has moved on since he's retired, and things are happening to where he has to come back one more time. For the Dark Knight must return one more time, this older person. I'm telling you, maybe not right now, but you give Ben Affleck a few more years. Let him gray up. Let him gray up a little bit. Dude, he's the big hulking Batman that you want for this.
He
right?
is. He is.
You let him gray up a little bit more, get a little bit crustier, get a little bit older. This is it. This is waiting for him. Let him do it. Let him come back. Let him do the Batman that he was supposed to do. Not what they brought him in to do. This is what he was supposed to do. This is the Batman story I've been waiting for. This is the one I want. I would let him write and direct too. Let it be his complete vanity dream project. I don't care.
I'd say give it to George Miller.
Ooh, I like that too.
I think he could do it.
Yeah. But this is the Batman he was absolutely meant to play.
Well, they gave him the right symbol, right?
They gave him the right symbol. They were nodding at it. Yeah, this is it. But no, this is I'm telling you, this needs to be made. This story needs to be made. Stop messing around with it. Stop doing it in animation and re-release. No, just do it. Make this movie.
You got a few more Matt Reeves Batman movies to go until you get another option. So
I don't want that.
I think you're in the minority on that. I should say. I didn't love that movie either.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But anyway, I had a lot more. I stripped it down. To 10. These are 10 I would love to see. I would love to see The Right Way. I think these are absolute hits just waiting to happen. Hollywood needs to call.
Mr. Hollywood himself?
Mr. Hollywood himself needs to call. And you know what? Maybe some of these amazing humans know phone numbers to Michael B. Jordan or something. Maybe we can get it from them.
They are quite amazing. I would believe that they do.
We do get so much else from them. They help us keep going here. They keep the lights on for us. They make decisions for us. They do voting on our Patreon read. So much, even all the way up to getting their own content on this channel, taking over the channel once a month. If you're interested in this or interested or able at all in this, check out the Patreon link right down there, and you can learn all about it.
Absolutely.
And if any of them have Michael B. Jordan's phone number, or James Wan, or Vince Gilligan.
If anyone's in-laws with George Miller, please let us know.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Or Edgar Wright.
Or Edgar. If anyone's in-laws with Edgar Wright, please let me know. I would love to gush about Edgar Wright and annoy him to no end.
Yeah, that would happen.
Happy 20th anniversary to Shaun of the Dead, by the way.
23?
20th.
20th?
Yeah.
God, it's been 20 years?
It has. 2004 it came out.
That is a classic.
It is.
I love all of those. I love the whole sequence of those flicks, but
that one's special though.
I mean, Shaun of the Dead is absolutely special.
Yeah, I agree.
They really did do something special there. So how'd I do? What would you think? Would you go to see these? Would you buy tickets? Would you leave the Fortress of Solitude and buy tickets?
You asking me?
Yeah, unless it's a TV show.
I thought you were talking to commenters. Yeah, I would go see all of those.
There you go.
I mean, even like Cardinal Black is not one I really know anything about, but I would go see it.
Oh, that show would be... Look, all of us, Robert McCammon's novel Stinger is being adapted right now. It will start airing, I believe, on Peacock in October. So we'll all look for that. Maybe that's a step for us to get the Matthew Corbett series.
Maybe they're dipping their toe in the water.
Maybe they are dipping their toe in the water. Hey, what is the dream project for you? Hit us up. Let us know. What have you read that you said, oh, how can this not be a major motion picture or my favorite TV show yet? Hit us up, man. We love comments. The whole reason we started this channel was for comments, to talk books. People that love books, love the kind of books we love. Hit us up in comments. I'm going to answer them as quickly as humanly possible because, hey, that's why we did this whole channel to begin with. And while you're down there leaving a comment, hey, that's that little thumbs up button. Hit that for us. Go, hey, yes, I want to see these movies and TV shows. That would be awesome. And it also helps us grow the channel. It helps us reach new people and do everything we do here. And while you're down there, if you're a movie fan and maybe this is your first time stopping by, hit that subscribe button. Hang out with us. Talk books over and over again. You will absolutely be happy you did. Takes no time at all. I mean, whoop, it's done. It's like a millisecond and you do it. And let me tell you, it feels good.
I'm waiting for the next thing you say.
It feels good. It's like you left your house, you weren't sure, you went and saw that movie that you had questions, I don't know, I might, and then on the way home you're going, oh my God, that was amazing.
That's not what I was expecting, but I appreciate that that's what you said.
I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I went out and did that. You could have that feeling just by hitting that button.
I approve that message.
Do you approve that message? I try to do one that you would.
Yeah, rather than a hey, it gives me a tingle.
See, I was hoping you would say it.
No, I'll never say it again.
You just said it.
I'll never do it again. I don't want to give you the satisfaction.
You know why you said it? Because it's true.
It's not true. It's not.
I think. Don't lie to the people.
I'm not lying. I don't get a weird tingling satisfaction when I interact with people.
What are you, stoned, man? That's the whole point of this.
The word tingle is the problem. There's got to be a better word. There must be.
That's one of the finest words in the English language.
No, it can't be.
How about I get a deep core buzz?
That's not better. That's not any better.
I'll workshop it. I'll workshop it.
Please do.
Okay. All right. Hey, like I say, I can't wait to hear what you guys would love to see. What did you think of these? How did you think we did putting some of these projects together? Would you watch it? Would you watch it on TV or go out, leave your Fortress of Solitude and hit the theaters for any of these? Or let us know what your dream projects would be. Thanks so much for dropping by. My name is John Minton, and that is...
Edgar Wright.
No. Dude,
I'm just dreaming. I wish. Are you kidding me? I wish.
That would be so awesome.
I'm dreaming.
You could make that new Baby Driver.
I could. I think he was supposed to, and that didn't happen.
I thought he was supposed to, yeah. They're going to have to recast Kevin Spacey, I think.
They're going to have to recast Ansel Elgort.
But how old is he now? Yeah.
Well, no, he got canceled. But
oh, he did?
That's not what this video is about. My name's Jakob Minton.
I'm out of the loop. Okay. And this has been Talking Story.